Yeah.
And the robot? He is currently muted.
Ooh. Oh, Robo?
Yeah.
Huh. Odd. Maybe I would think just start without him for now, and he does have his earbuds in, so he should be able to hear us. So I would say start with that for now, and if there's like a scene or something like that that requires him to be there, then we can wait till he comes back.
Agreed.
All right. So you all are well first, and Tara is a recording ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. Welcome, one and all, to Dark Alley Crimes. Here, you guys, the party, for one reason or another, has become investigators in this dear city of Dragonsmith. Now, I have placed down information regarding the history of the world, the current events, and the city of Dragonsmouth itself. Are you all at least roughly familiar with the information?
Yes.
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 All right. So,
Sorry about that.
It's all good.
it's fine. Hear everything so far?
I did not hear anything. I was in the bathroom.
Ah.
Didn't miss much. More or less introduced you, or just did a little welcoming and asked if you are familiar with the history of the world, recent events, and Dragon's Mouth.
We'll say my character's late for the party then.
What
was
no
it?
actual in-game, it was just out of game, making sure you're familiar with the world and stuff.
Vaguely. It's been a very busy week for me, so I've kind of forgotten some things. But I do know that basically adventurers and the law don't really see eye to eye exactly.
Yep.
Okay.
So, we should now start it off. You all have, of course, recently signed up to the investigators. You've been called into the chief's office. Chief Bogo, as here is his looks that I have so promptly decided to pick.
Okay.
Looks
Yeah,
pretty
the-
serious.
Yep. Chief Bogo is, of course, a human. He looks at the party, the group of you five, as he says, as you all know, we've been in need of investigators, law enforcers, people to help keep the city, well, functioning. Adventurers, they hardly raise their sword, their staff, or whatever else they're wielding without the promise of coin. It's hard to find any good people amongst them. Us, it's our job to do so. And regardless of any immediate reward, we must help those in front of us. Now, would any of you like to introduce yourselves?
Just a moment.
Why not? I can go first.
Do you mean in an out of character sense or in game, in character?
He was asking in character.
I am going to DM you something first.
All right. But Chief did ask if any of you wanted to introduce yourselves.
I'll do it. I'll volunteer first. I say, good evening, everybody. You may call me Harkin. While he's doing that, what you see is a deck of cards in his hands. Personally, I chose to be part of this for a multitude of reasons, but the biggest one is to help where I live. Things haven't gone well in a while. Like you can if you were to see, he kind of says, or he's like, well, I would say things have gone very poorly in where I live. Unfortunately, ruthless thugs have kind of taken over the place where I live. So I personally would like to clean them out. But I will assist as many people as is necessary in order for me to accomplish that ultimate goal. Thank you. And that's about it. I walk back.
I guess I'll go
Go ahead.
next.
Also, feel free to describe appearances and anything else you'd like to point out of character.
All right. In terms of appearance, you see him as slightly older, but not quite yet middle-aged. He's around 27. Like he has some wisdom, but he isn't, I would say, by any means old. But you see him looking rather dapper. He does have a suit, a bit of a trench coat. Though because of what is something he likes to do, he does have a cape behind him. He, for whatever reason, even with a trench coat, he still wanted a cape. It's a bit more dramatic, but it's all good. It's kind of about it. Would anyone else like to introduce themselves?
I guess I'll go next. By half orc, wearing lamellar armor, holding a halberd and having a bow and a quiver of arrows. Is that what you call it, a quiver? Yeah. All hanging on his back. He steps forward. You see him. I think he's probably the shortest half orc you've seen because he's only a little bit over 5 feet tall. But he looks like he's built for fighting, as he does have some muscle, and it looks like it's in good proportion with his body. He's going to say, the name's Arad. I used to be in the military for 3 years. Been into a few minor scraps here and there. Haven't seen any major action. When I was dismissed, I didn't want to sit around at home knowing that there's still people within this nation doing whatever they please, which includes harming other people. So I decided to be an investigator as well, and just bring people to justice. And that's pretty much all he says.
Nice. Would anyone else like to have a go?
Just a moment. Sorry, I'm still buying potions.
More potions.
Looks like Bloop is typing.
Yeah. While he types, Why don't we also have Chief? So, Chief nodding as he looks over to. No, it would be. Looks over to Wyatt and asks, and you're that recruit from the academy, right? What's your story?
Well, until recently, I was just a typical adventurer. Then, I guess, funny the way fate changes.
Hmm. Harkin looks to Wyatt and he says, you seem rather interesting. Would you care to have your fortune read?
I think I'll pass on that one.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Just let me know whenever you're ready.
Much appreciated.
How would you describe Wyatt?
Has anybody seen Tombstone?
Yes.
Dog Holiday.
Oh, nice. All right, I know it.
Basically, if you've seen any Western of like a high class, like Southerner socialite, that's pretty much what he is.
All right.
Looks like Luke has posted their character introduction.
Quite neat. That is very interesting. All right. Truth be told, my character has never really seen a lizard folk.
Sarad is simply gonna smile and nod.
And now I guess that just leaves the
Robot man.
A shirtless figure steps forward. He seems to have mechanical pauldrons welded onto his shoulders, red spears and gold trims. His entire head is obscured by a helmet, and all that's visible are two bright red eyes. From what skin you can, if you can even say it's skin, it actually looks quite fake. It's a very pale gray, not pale, but very dark bluish gray color as he steps forward.
One moment. INN0IR, otherwise known as Nor in the pit fights. I was an adventurer and or mercenary before I was forced to join this. I specialize in hand-to-hand combat.
And with that, he will step back. And if anyone is paying attention, he will double check to make sure his helmet is strapped on completely and cannot be removed.
Looks like
Okay.
And another important detail I forgot to mention is that his. One moment while I check real quick. Okay, yes, it would be his right arm. Around the elbow, it's very clear from the forearm down, it's completely machinery. Or complete machinery.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So, the chief then speaks up. Well, a lot more ex-adventurers in this group than I expected. The very least I can say to you is give you some praise that you're retiring from that greedy life to actually do some good in the world. Nonetheless, we don't have time to put you all through basic training, investigating, learning how to investigate things, and schooling. We're behind as is. So I'm assigning a retired investigator who's agreed to come on to help guide you guys for the time being until you can get on your feet. I also expect you, recruit, as he looks towards Wyatt, to also help keep them in line and get some experience out on the field for once. I'm going to tell you a few of the basics though before I send you off. First and foremost, outside when you're not on duty, weapons and armor will be stored here. You're no longer adventurers. You don't have the same freedoms, so to say. So walking the streets armed with anything more than a dagger is, of course, illegal. Any illegal use of magic will, of course, is equally so. You may be part of the law, but you have to respect it nonetheless. When you are out on the field, make sure to alert others that you are part of the law before performing any aggressive actions, restraints, and whatnot. I already have to deal with enough paperwork. I don't want to deal with more.
Does this apply to my arm?
Uh, Cybernetics and enhancements are, of course, approved so long as you don't do anything, well, aggressive with it. You start to lethally kill someone, well, that's where lines start getting drawn. And of course, being part of the law, first and foremost, we focus on taking people in alive. No lethal actions. No trying to take someone's head off. No killing the subject unless it's absolutely necessary and unavoidable.
I feel like I'm being targeted.
uh,
Was he staring directly at me while saying that?
He was looking throughout the whole group, but his eyes do seem to linger on you just a little bit longer than anyone else.
Oh, so he does know about my past.
oh. Oh. No.
He knows how those pit fights went.
Oh.
Yes,
Even better.
your shield will be fine. It'll be so long as you don't use it offensively. I know there's some training and techniques in shield bashing and the like. Keep it for defensive purposes and don't have it drawn unless a weapon is drawn against you. That's all I can say. If it's just fist, keep it to fist. Now then, let's see. Ah, yes. You will be paid once a month for your dues. Your first paycheck will come next month on the 1st, as it will continue to come on the 1st of every month. Until then, well, I hope you saved up enough money to keep yourself alive until then. Let's see, your gear will be maintained when you're off duty and kept up to condition. If there's any more permanent damage, the precinct, precinct that you're currently storing your gear at will replace it so long as it's not too expensive. Any advanced modifications to weapons and armor will have to be refunded by you if it was ever damaged, destroyed, or otherwise. You can request supplies from the precinct. Just know that it's up to us to either accept or deny such things. Oh, and because of dealings we have made with the local clergy, basic healing and removal of diseases, poisons, and other such things are free of charge. Just know if it's anything too serious, that's where the precinct will start charging you for such services. Although if you fuck with anything that big, we'll also be asking questions as to what you pissed off.
Then death is not negotiable.
Sounds fair.
Now, before I give you guys your case, do you guys have any last questions, comments, or concerns as to your job forte?
Nope.
None here.
Not yet.
I do not currently have any questions.
Alright. I guess the last thing to say is to recognize that I am the chief of all the investigators throughout the city. And while there are those in charge of the various precincts throughout the city, I'm the one that's in charge of everything. First, bother whoever's in charge of the current precinct, and if it really needs my attention, then come to me. Otherwise, hopefully this will be the last I have to hear from you if you're doing your job correctly. Now, on Loops BRB. So we'll continue on and we'll catch him up as he comes back.
All right.
So on to the case at hand as he pulls out a folder and sets it down. There was a murder in an alleyway off in the South Side slums near the Drunken Noose. Shithole of a tavern, but at least got some good beer. A lot of criminals tend to hang out there, so it's unsurprising we got death there. To be honest, a lot of us tends to avoid the slums. But we figured for some new recruits, it'd be good to send you out there and solve something simple. Someone got murdered in an alleyway. Figure out what happened, report back to me. Sound simple enough?
Very much so.
Simple enough.
The directive has been inputted. It will be done.
Good. Then, as he looks through all of you, then kind of just eye focus on Wyatt. It says, you recruit. I'll leave the folder to you since you've been through the academy. I'm not necessarily putting you in charge, but at the very least guide them to the right things, and I trust you with the information of the actual case folder. As he just slides it over to you.
Mm-hmm. All right. I take the folder and I open it up. What do I see? Is anyone still there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I had to find something. But So there's surprisingly very few information there. It's just a simple reporting of a dead male found in an alleyway near the Drunken Noose. One of the nearby residents apparently reported it on a whim, and the retired investigator, known as Saleena Hargreeves, has been dispatched to watch over the area until proper investigators arrive.
I see. All right. Thankfully, I've grown up in the slums, so this shouldn't be too difficult to get some information.
Now, as for my final thing to give you guys, before you head out, as he pulls out a stack of 5 notebooks, he kind of just spreads them out, as he says, notebooks for each of you, magically linked. You write down in one, it'll show up in all the others. It's, as you know, recruit, it's what's handed out to groups covering the same investigation. Ah, welcome back, Luke. Ketchup was the folder was basically handed off to Wyatt. Explained that there's very few information outside of basically a young man stabbed in an alleyway beside the slums local tavern, and the retired investigator who's looking after you is currently there watching over the area. Her name being Saleena Hargreeves. We've also been handed basically journals that, to be explained, they are magically linked that when you write in one, it appears in all the others. So, as you know, Wyatt, these are used in groups of investigators to make sure everyone is on the right track immediately when part of the same investigation, especially when you're spread out. Whenever someone finds something, write down the notes, everyone else is caught up.
Sounds handy.
They cannot be destroyed that easily, so basically getting them wet or trying to light them on fire is near impossible. But if they ever get lost or stolen, well, replacing them is quite a hefty fee. And with that, unless there's any final questions, get the fuck out of my office. And don't return.
I have
Alright.
one final question.
Of course. What is it?
When off duty, and then he points to his mask.
What? Are you asking if you need to remove that?
Yes.
No, we're not worried about that. Unless asked by higher up, don't worry.
They will nod and then leave the office.
Alright.
So's a rod.
I shuffle my cards a little bit and head on out.
I'll slowly stand up and just follow.
Alright. So as everyone leaves and makes their way towards the Drunken Noose, for those that are familiar with the Sun's layout, you can generally easily navigate through and help guide your fellow investigators through the rather tiny streets. For those that are unfamiliar with the Suns, You find it exactly as what you might expect, hearing the word slums.
Ho 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 ho! I think this is finally a day. Finally, a day where I can make a knowledge check.
What? Oh,
Because not
ooh.
only does this fit with my backstory and character, but I have knowledge local.
Oh, nice.
Can I use that to try and guide them through all the bits I know that are absolutely safe?
You may.
Okay. Oh,
Oh,
whoops.
shit.
Anyone else that want to join him, feel free to do so.
22.
Oh, oops.
Yeah, as Zarad is only trained in knowledge nature, I doubt it'll be of little. I doubt it'll be of help here.
I mean, I'll give it. All right. I guess I got the same thing. uh, yeah. Unfortunately, knowledge local isn't my forte, but I will put some ranks in it.
I'm rather high intelligent and I have knowledge everything.
Nice.
Well, with the three of you working together, you manage to easily move through the slums, avoiding the more dangerous areas, and keeping the others in line, so to say, with avoiding the pocket snatchers and leg grabbing homeless.
And Nor is going to make sure to give them all a very, very quote unquote friendly glare whenever he recognizes any of those pocket snatchers.
Well,
Very quote unquote friendly glare as I casually roll over to the intimidate button.
no. You know what? I'm gonna give my shot in intimidating, mostly because I actually am from here as well, albeit in a different manner. But they know me rather well. They know what I do. Tend to have a brass pair of balls. One stood up to a gang that nearly killed me, and I'm still here. Let's see. Yep,
and
protocol.
and I am from Terra, so I might as well take a crack at it too.
Yeah.
Though I don't promise much.
Yep.
Might as well.
Yep. Everyone intimidates at the same time.
Everyone's looking big and menacing.
I'm not.
I am small
uh,
and menacing, but I'm still menacing.
uh,
It's fine though.
yep. Whenever someone tries to get a little too close, I pull up a card, and you can kind of see faint energy just glowing into the card. And after that, I just put it right back into the deck.
Cask is
Flip,
too innocent.
flip with the real questions here.
Oh,
Here,
are my grandkids here?
Nor doesn't understand what grandkids are.
Oh dear.
So, Wyatt and Noor do their best to intimidate others away. It is thanks to Harkin and Zerod giving off their rather imposing presence that frightens and keeps away most of the pocket pickers. But surprisingly, the most effective is Kess.
Diplomacy wins. Friendship.
He's just rambling on about his grandkid.
So,
As this
oh no.
keeps away. Most of the others just being a combination of perplexed, confused, not wanting to touch that with a 10-foot pole, and just feeling too bad about the thought of wanting to pickpocket such an innocent lizard.
uh,
He is.
yes,
Do you want to hear about young Joshua?
The slums, as for its descriptor, is, as I said, exactly what you might imagine. A lot of the buildings look to basically just be scrap that's been thrown together. Metal, wood, blankets, and tarps all hardly put to just barely being held together by some elbow grease, spit, and willpower. Many, and even still, with the many buildings basically clogging up the streets themselves barely being wide enough, except for on the two main streets that there are. There's
Yep.
people that just litter about, wearing ragged clothes, dirty water, kids that are probably more dirt than skin,
Oh,
and all the usual things
so we got
that
Clay
you might
Golem.
see.
Hide your
Tiny Clay Golem.
Tarrasques. Hide your Tarrasques, everyone. The Clay Golem's out.
Oh, jeez.
Along your walk, I shall ask if anyone wants to do some, role play, since a number of you are from here and could probably reminisce a bit about similar areas, maybe even seeing one another.
Well, this reminds me. Oh man, reminds me when I was a boy here. About as bit of a dirt heap as I used to be, but I don't know. It feels rather homely, at least to me. I remember when I saw one of the fortune tellers around here trying to at least give people some form of hope to get out of this damn place. Sometimes I guess I should be thankful that I got lucky, huh?
Oh, as a little bit of information, the Blood Den Arena is essentially where a lot of pit fights tend to happen. So Drunken Noose is the one and only tavern within here where everyone tends to forget their woes and drown themselves to basically death. And the Scarlet Room is for adults only.
Now, here's a question.
For any other locations, feel free to make them up.
Here's a question, though. For the arena, how often do casualties occur?
Often.
Often. All right.
So it's very clear that people die in that place.
Oh yes, law has basically turned a blind eye to this area. There are no rules here.
I remember this place. I still work over there. He says, looking over to the arena, then looking over to the alleyway. And you can hear a sort of come from his arm as a really long blade comes out of it. We need to move quickly.
Alrighty. Well, I remember. I do remember I do remember why I had a stand here for a bit. It was nice. I don't know. Personally, I just like to provide another form of entertainment that isn't drinking yourself to death. All right.
Guilty, Surat says.
Yeah. Well, I'll always say that I'll always offer a fortune reading and or a nice good old card trick if you're interested in that sort of thing.
I am incapable of drinking.
As Rod
Very
is
odd
just,
then.
he's just gonna look at Moore for a moment and then just like pretend he didn't acknowledge what he just said.
I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that.
But Surat is simply Gonna place his chin on his hand and say, well, when you have a lot of money and nothing to spend it on, you usually end up making the worst decisions. Like drinking
Well,
yourself to death.
well, I guess I should be thankful then. My family wasn't the type of family to be drinking themselves. They were actually rather honest and hardworking.
Are you speaking literally or metaphorically?
Oh no, quite literally.
Because I have witnessed the literally part. Especially during the stand-ins.
Hmm.
It was tricky trying to maneuver over a dead body in the arena.
Jeez. Oh man, you must have some stories to tell.
With that, I shall assume the party reaches the location.
Yep.
All right. So you arrive at the scene that have been described as it has just recently reached nightfall. The streets have now become lit by gaslight, and an elderly lady wearing the watch's uniform are waiting for you. See, here is said elderly lady, minus the spirit.
Oh, because I was about to say, oh god, she's an enemy stand.
Is this an enemy stand?
Is this
Seems
an
like
enemy
it.
stand?
She is wearing that expression in as well. But as you approach, she then smiles and says to you, "Ah, the new recruits, I take it. Outside of that young one there," pointing off to Wyatt. "I say they are taking anyone and everyone these days. Although I feel you are more qualified than the others." She shakes her head slowly before continuing.
They are
"In
quite
any case, I'm here to advise you, young ones. I won't get in your way, as I'm already retired and more hired as an outside advisor. So the success of this case is on you, Fa." She motions towards the alleyway she was beside and finishes her speech. "The body is in there. The others and I have made sure the scene went as untouched as possible. The rest is now up to you."
Hmm.
If I'm going to be honest, if they're picking people out of the arena, then they are hiring just about anyone.
She seems to chuckle at it and says, "My point exactly."
All right. Well, time's a wasted. Let's head on in.
Within the within the alleyway, it appears to be of course, a dead male body.
Mm-hmm.
As let's see, he seems to be on his back, wearing common clothes, and his face frozen in disbelief. The alleyway itself is little over 5 feet wide, just enough for two of you to maybe squeeze together, shoulder to shoulder. The alleyway continues on, of course, further in before turning, being littered with trash and a number of other things. The body is no more than maybe 10 feet from the entrance towards the street.
I have a question.
Yes.
One moment.
Okay, so since investigation isn't even a skill in Pathfinder, I'm assuming I'd use what is it? Perception for this?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, one thing I may have forgotten is his face appears to be frozen in disbelief.
Okay. I would like to have Noir follow into the alleyway, and he's going to actually step really close to the body. uncomfortably so.
I
Just
would like. Oh, sorry. Continue.
to the point where he starts to lift up his visor a bit and just stare at it. I'd like to make a perception check to see if he can. I'm sort of fluffing this up as he's scanning the body, but I'd like to see if I can find any signs of what could have possibly killed them.
All right.
Or how they were killed, sorry. And 24.
While he's doing this, Sarad is simply just gonna raise an eyebrow and just say, "What are you doing?"
Well.
Actually,
Oh, sorry. Continue.
I was just going to ask what the others will be investigating.
Personally, I would like to. I'm probably going to do a perception check to look around to see if there is basically any signs of a struggle, or if he just got instantly destroyed by something or someone.
And Sarad, after witnessing what Noir is doing, he's gonna look for tracks. Would that be survival or perception?
Either will work.
Yeah, I believe tracking is survival.
Awesome. You'll roll survival. $23.
Yep. I got a 16 to look around to see if I find anything.
I don't even know what I should look around because I think everybody covered everything.
Extra pair of eyes always helps.
Oh, absolutely.
Not really for me that time.
I'm sure you'll get a better roll somewhere along the way.
All right. So we'll go down the list. For Nor, you find upon his body that he has been stabbed 3 times in the front. And by the signs of pool of blood underneath him, he has also more than likely been stabbed in the back. As well as beside the body is, of course, a bloody dagger.
All right. Are there any handprints on the dagger, or would you like me to roll another perception?
You wouldn't be able to tell.
Okay.
Mm,
He's going to leave the dagger, stand back up.
For Harkin, you were. What was Harkin looking for?
Looking around the alley to see if there were any signs of a struggle, or was he just like surprised?
You do see, roughly 20 feet away, appears to be boxes, and judging by the evidence, recently knocked over.
Hmm.
With Zerod having found a footprint in the mud about 10 feet away from the body, looking to be whoever left it was heading towards said broken boxes.
Hmm.
Zerod also, of course, notices the boxes, and even further past, also notices a door with its hinges broken, just at the end of the alleyway. The signs leading to whoever may have done it ran off in that direction, and in quite the hurry, too.
Hmm.
As for Wyatt. Hmm, He does not notice anything new. For those that have been checking over the body, you are free to make a heal check to determine how long the body has been dead.
All right. Am I allowed to make the check if I'm not trained?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. The only ones that you're not allowed to make a check on, or will give you very significant penalties on, are ones that have a asterisk on them. Those require training to do, and if you were to try and do it untrained, the highest you can get is a 10, even if you were to get over a 10.
All right, that makes sense.
All right.
For future reference, just so it's out there, I actually had put some ranks in heal as well.
All right. Well, you managed to find. All right. I'm gonna put. I'll start here. I'll put what I found on into the clues thing. So I'll find.
I guess I should do the same.
If only I knew how to spell.
The heal check. You can't determine exactly how long the body has been dead. The only thing you can guess by the report is it's been less than a day.
All right.
Yes.
Alrighty. Yes. All right. So yes, I put my information down. Apparently, signs of struggle 10 feet from said body. Judging by the disbelief, does everyone like relay the information to each other of what I see or what they see?
I was actually going to roleplay that out. I'm just waiting for the opportunity.
Okay, sure. I say to Noir, looks like the fight might have started over there, and I point to the boxes over. I point to the knocked over boxes over there. What'd you find?
He's going to put his visor down before anyone can get a good look at his face.
And they were impaled.
Impaled?
One moment. It was 3 times in the front and once in the back, right?
Yes.
They were stabbed with this dagger 3 times in the front, once in the back. We're either dealing with multiple assailants or really fast one.
Well, if it's only one dagger, from what I can remember, if it's only one dagger, normally it's just one assailant. Very rarely will multiple assailants have the same dagger. But we can't be too sure. Can I'm untrained in it, but I want to take a stab at it. I want to try and see if the stab wounds correspond to the dagger that's been left there.
All right.
All right, let's roll it. No, I probably wouldn't be able to tell.
Yeah, you cannot tell.
All right.
Sarad is gonna say, "Hey, look over here," and he's gonna point out to the footprints, and then to the door.
Yeah. Must have gone through in a hurry. That much is certain. My only question is, Did anyone happen to find, well, other than footprints, would have anyone happen to find any other type of trail?
No, this is the only one I found.
All right.
I'm willing to bet a gold piece that whoever did this went in that direction, and we'll probably find another lead inside.
You're probably right in that respect. Does anyone else have anything to add? All right.
I didn't see anything.
All right. Fair enough. So,
Yes. Test. Here. One moment. No. No. Okay. All right. So, typing out the whisper real quick.
Mystery.
hmm. Hmm.
There.
Very interesting.
You may. All right. Let's see. What's that?
What kind of magic, old timer?
So normally, standard procedure for this is to always look at and take another look at the scene before we leave because we might have missed something.
It's a good idea. Let's try to do one last look before we leave.
Test cannot identify the spell, but at the very least knows it's a powerful one.
I'm going to try and crack his spellcraft. If she suspects something, I might be able to assist in this. Nothing else.
I will say, having pointed out the odd magical in the air, you do. Everyone probably can still now notice a slight shimmer in the air. With very magical power that is with that fills it.
Dang. Couldn't quite
Anyone
make it.
trained in knowledge arcana, I'll
Yes.
say you can also roll it.
I'll try
'Cause-
knowledge arcana.
Knowledge arcana also works.
Ooh, nice job, Wyatt. I
You
don't
know
know
nothing.
anything.
You
I
know
know
nothing.
Brain
Oh, jeez.
But that's all right. Even with a 21, even with a natural 20, I wouldn't be able to know.
Does would Wyatt's 26 help with what happened?
Well, so while most of the others can't figure out anything outside of just powerful magic, Wyatt, I'll have you make a will save.
Oh. That's what these rolls.
That, I think roll 20 just gave you the good old hope spot. If nobody's familiar with that trope, is when things start looking bright, like you see a light at the end of the tunnel, and then it just, boom, lights out.
I feel like we got. I feel like this is like some sort of goon squad, you know?
So Wyatt can identify the magic as a hallucination spell. As for what exactly is being affected, you do not know.
Hmm.
In essence, illusion magic.
Does anybody have something like a dispel magic? There's some illusions around here. I'm seeing things. It's like when one time I ate some peyote.
Oh.
What?
Sorry, friend. I think you're on your own on that one, so I would say.
What is peyote?
It's like a desert kiwi.
Well, unfortunately, I do not have the means of dispelling this magic. At least not yet.
I don't think I do, but I'm just gonna check my gear just in case. Nope.
Alright. So no one's got anything?
No. Though because it's an illusion spell and I know it's an illusion, can I reroll perception with the modifier?
I'll allow it.
Oh man. Oh, of course.
And
With
before
that,
you give me my result, I want to decide if I'm going to use an inspiration point. Yes, I will.
oh, nice. I have not seen anyone use that class. Nice. All right. Yeah.
So with a total of 22?
Correct.
Alright. You, in fact, find. Knowing that there's illusion in play, getting a good hard look at everything, you, in fact, find that the body itself is the illusion.
What?
So I'm just going to walk up and so illusions disappear when you interact with them, and that doesn't react, right?
Generally.
I'll
Let's
walk.
see. There was something special for this one, though. I'll look it up, but feel free to continue.
Because if that's the case, I was just going to walk up and kick it and have it disappear.
Like, huh? Huh.
I would say if it's a powerful illusion, it probably wouldn't work that way. This is just my guess. As I only have a vague knowledge of how magic works in any tabletop game, honestly.
I just knew that I had to take some like really feet heavy taxes to get my illusionist to where people could interact with my illusions.
Yeah.
Like Shadow Gambit's a good one.
All right.
Mm.
The spell in place is known as permanent hallucination, which the text that is somewhat throwing me off is it reads, unlike most illusions with a save to disbelieve, if the target disbelieves the permanent hallucination, she can choose to end the effect entirely at any time.
Oh.
So it is a powerful illusion.
I'm not entirely sure if just simply kicking it would cause it to disappear.
Or more like foot would pass through it and people would like, oh.
Yeah, we'll go with that. So basically, you go to kick it and you just pass through it, but it still firmly remains there looking like a dead body.
We've been had.
Yeah.
So the killer went out of their way to make it look like there's a dead body here. In reality, it was never here to begin with.
Damn.
So now Zoran is having second thoughts about that door he just saw. I think that could be a trap.
Indeed. I think.
Do you know what we're dealing with yet?
We don't.
Well.
Just start to hear clapping from behind you guys.
And he immediately turns around.
So does Zoran.
Salena's standing there, just chuckling at your class and says, well done, young ones. You saw through it.
Oh.
Forgive me, but this was a little test. To be honest, there's a lot of people trying to join the investigator, but very few who are actually worth it. So, the chief asked me to set up a little test. The win conditions were, of course, to either figure out the little carefully played trap I had for you guys, or to completely see through it. And to be honest, I find that you've passed in both regards. Your investigation skills are, well, need some fine-tuning, but very good. And you are skilled enough to see through some pretty powerful magic, not to mention identify it. Although, that falls to mostly one of you. Nonetheless, working together, you probably would have promptly solved this case. Would any of you like to know how the story would have ended? Or shall we head back to the chief and let them know you are official investigators and get your badges?
I am curious.
I too would like to know the results.
I had it set up as an affair. Basically, the little boy was cheating on his lover with a mistress off at the tavern. The lady then murdered the boy and the mistress, who would have been another dead body around the corner. And of course, little lady would have been taken in. The young lady in question, who would have been the murderer, as she puts in air quotes, is not a hallucination, but someone I paid off. But someone who was helping me for such a thing.
Interesting.
Sarad's simply just gonna look irritated, but he is just gonna hold his tongue.
I see.
Apologies for all the deception, young ones, but, well, given the current times, we must make sure that people we're sending out in the streets won't get killed and know what they're doing. We can't actually take anyone and everyone. We can only take the ones who can actually do some good nowadays. And you five at least have the skills to do so. I just hope you'll actually do some good out there on the streets. If anyone has any second thoughts, you're more than free to quit now. If not, well, it's only going to get harder from here.
Well, I have no fear. I'm ready to jump in.
I never expected this to be easy anyway. I'm in.
I cannot turn back. That is not an acceptable directive.
Can't really quit now, can I? Anyway.
It seems you are all in agreement then. Well, I guess I shall lead the way through the streets here. It can be quite dangerous, as I'm sure some of you might know.
All too well.
Mm-hmm.
In any case, then, come, young ones. It shall be quite the walk ahead, and it's getting rather late now out. The others in the area don't tend to like those walking the streets at night.
Oh, yeah. I
I've
know
dealt
that one
with
way
their
too
kind
well.
before.
As we shall be moving maps. As once you arrive, feel free to position your tokens in the way you would assume you'd be walking, in a walking order. As
All right.
we're heading down one of the main streets back towards the gate.
I would probably be closer to the mid portion. Let me see if I can grab my token. Apparently not. For whatever reason.
No?
Which direction are we walking? This way?
What I want to ask
There it
is
is. Never mind, it's here.
if I can ask this out of character. How's everybody's perception?
Terrible. Only a +1.
I have a really good perception, actually. I have a +10.
Oh, good. You can be in the front.
I'm a 9.
I thought it makes sense considering what he is.
Fair enough.
I can actually bring up the rear, and you know, I have a +8 on perception, so mine's still pretty good, and probably give you some sort of a rear view.
Right. I guess I'll be in the middle to essentially be, artillery should anything arise.
Also, apparently, I have really good CMD too.
You can't be grappled.
I have 20.
Ooh. Boy.
3 from base attack, 4 from strength, 3 from ability. I'm guessing. Oh, AC. AC, that's
Yeah.
what it was. And then I'm guessing just the baseline is 10.
Yes.
I'm actually right below you with a 19.
Huh?
Wait, did you
And
say CMD or CMB?
CMD.
D, yeah. I have a 19.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
if we're talking combat maneuver bonus, I only have a +7, but because of everything I took, I have a +10 to grapple a motherfucker.
Oh,
Well, if we need to tie somebody up, I'll leave things to you. I'll even assist.
Everyone in position?
Yes.
Yeah.
Feel free for everyone to make a perception check.
All right.
Alrighty then. Oh,
And
let's see what I get.
22.
Zerod coming in clutch with that nat 20 perception.
Ah, yes. All the 20s.
All the 20s.
And
The
then-
only one who didn't get a 20. Rip.
It's
so,
okay.
for Wyatt and Zerod, as you're walking through the streets, you do notice the goblins that are hiding in the shadows, ready to attack. As roll initiative, everyone. Zerod and Wyatt will be able to act during the surprise round. They leap out to ambush you guys.
Does the no kill rule apply here?
I personally don't believe that to be the case.
Our dear Academy recruit knows that if they are intelligent, the general rule is don't kill them.
Dang it.
If they are not intelligent, then they are basically considered animals and far free to be put down.
Oh.
But
Hey,
depends
they're
on.
goblins.
Yeah, they're goblins. I think they're kind of on the fence on that one.
Yeah, that one's
They
a
have-
coin flip to determine.
Goblins have an intelligence of 10.
So they are considered intelligent creatures.
Yes.
Well, that's
I'm gonna roll initiative again. Just I rolled a 14 initially, so if you could just put me down for that,
All right.
because it's not putting me on the initiative thing. Yep.
yeah, same
Yeah.
here.
There we go.
I rolled a 19 on initiative, but I forgot to click my token.
Weird how that works.
Yeah, apparently you're supposed to click your token and then roll initiative.
Yeah. So yeah, normally as well. So because of the way my character sheet is set up in the previous game, there would be like an initiative button here whenever I clicked on my character to roll initiative. But I just remember that I have to go to my character sheet to roll the initiative on this one after clicking on my character. Okay.
I think this is the first time I'm ever gonna have to specify non-lethal damage.
So, I know the general rules for it is like you take a penalty to attack rolls and everything for Pathfinder.
Is it a minus 4?
So yeah, it is a -4 penalty. But if you're using unarmed strikes or if you have improved unarmed strike, you can use your fist to deal lethal or non-lethal damage. I would assume that's the same thing with constructive pugilist. Your
Correct.
robo arm can be
gain
used for
I gain all the benefits of my
and none of the
unarmed
drawbacks.
abilities.
Yeah, so he has all benefits, no drawbacks. So
Well, I
I
mean,
don't
the
know
drawback.
how.
Sorry.
No, sorry. It's just that I'm not sure whether or not that a magical card could deal lethal or non-lethal damage because I need to invest magic in it in order for me to even deal non-lethal damage.
Well, I guess I have to suplex some people.
Well, let's see. In terms claws, I do not believe so. Simply because they are natural weapons, and natural weapons are always counted as lethal. So it is only for unarmed strikes that give you that benefit. There are archetypes and classes that allow you to use non-lethal force without penalties, and there are also feats that allow you to do so as well.
Alright, so I guess Sarad will be using the pommel of his halberd.
I was going to generally say that I was going with the 5e rules of you can choose to do non-lethal without penalty.
Oh, okay then.
Because I feel like that's more easier with the current kind of game setup
Yeah, that
than
would be a
giving
lot
everyone
easier.
-4. So, and this
Yeah,
will, of course, also apply to any magic as well, as you can choose to do non-lethal damage because magic.
Hey, that works for me.
sweet. I got this. All right.
Although, of course, we'll also still go with the whole, if you're doing enough non-lethal damage, you can't bullshit your way out of it, they're gonna die.
Oh.
Okay.
Because, I mean, you punch someone, they're unconscious. If you continue to punch them, I'm going to assume that's a threat to kill them.
Right.
Yeah, so we gotta pay special attention when one goes down. We gotta say, hey, don't hit this one.
Right. Not that one. Got it.
Double for you, robot man.
So, let's see here.
The
With that,
directive has been understood.
I believe it is Wyatt and Zarad that would get act during the surprise round. But we can now begin the surprise round with all the initiatives set up, I believe. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay. Everyone should be in. Should be the correct numbers. And we shall begin.
Oh yeah. I kind of forgot goblins were quick little bastards.
Yeah. They're among the smaller races that have a full 30 feet.
Yeah. All right.
The first goblin will move up to Harkin and take a swing.
Ooh. Hmm.
Where's the thing? Or how does this? Oh, there. Stabbing.
Miss.
The next goblin shall move down to Saleena and attempt to stab her. Oh,
Oh no. I guess she's dead.
Oh no.
Fuck.
Really? Session 1.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Just session 1. Crit on our head investigator. Okay.
At least
Okay.
only 8 damage.
True. But it's still a crit and it's still painful.
Oh yeah. Oh, very.
it's also an elderly lady.
Hey,
Yeah.
Bloop. Actually, here's a question. Hey, Bloops, remember that time you guys tried to fight a bunch of lizard folk on the beach in my campaign and they crit you guys like 5 times in a row?
God.
And I was rolling in front of them too.
Oh, that's even worse. That's like the worst feeling in the world. Just like you're rolling in front of them, wanting for your players to win, but you just keep critting them, and you're just like,
That's when they
Yeah,
start
no.
accusing you of having your dice loaded.
But it was literally the RNG bot.
it was the bot. That
So,
feeling when the
It
bot
literally
does
just
his
wanted
thing.
them to die, I guess.
you see, this goblin basically step up to Saleena, having surprised. Wait, I just remembered. Oh wait, no, right. That was a 6 on the attack roll. But so basically, catching Selena's surprise, just backhands her as she crumples unconscious.
Oh no.
Zerod, you roll tight enough in your perception to be able to react to this ambush. Go. Also, for the one that attacked Harkin, I forgot to mention, but it looked like they weren't going for lethal. They were just trying to knock. They're just trying to knock you out.
Oh, I see. That's fine.
So if they get caught, they don't want to get charged for murder.
Basically.
All right.
Alright.
So,
Well, Sarad sees what happened to Saleena, right?
Yes.
He's just going to say, protect the old woman. I can bring her back. And then he's going to march over to this one right here. He's going to raise his halberd to strike the goblin with the pommel of his weapon. And with that, I'm going to specify it's non-lethal damage. Alright, 24.
That will indeed hit as you knock him out.
Good.
As you just hear him let out a little goblin screech before passing out. As there was that goblin's turn, but he's promptly passed out. So next, Arkin.
All right.
The...
So.
No, not Arkin.
Oh, not?
No, it's surprise round, so it's would be Wyatt's the only other one that gets to act on the surprise round.
Right. Okay.
So passing over next goblin, who will move towards Nor now and attempt to smack him in the shin. Or no. Shoot an arrow at his shin.
Are you kidding? Oh, wait. He didn't confirm the crit.
No, that's definitely not a crit. So it should just be 3. As you took an arrow to the knee.
See, now I can no longer be an adventurer. Why do you do this, DM?
Yeah, I just want to say this is the first time I've seen anyone handle a surprise round this way. I don't know if this is the usual way people handle it, but hey, I'm actually enjoying this.
Interesting.
That's how I usually have seen it.
Normally, the way that it goes is if you are like if you did the whole surprise if a surprise round were to happen, you would you would try to like roll whoever got the higher initiative, right? But you would have like a separate initiative order for that surprise round alone, and then do the normal initiative order. But no, this is fine.
Yeah, how I've seen for one group, I play in the DM and my first D&D group before, but that was a while ago. But the brought back up with the recent group of basically those who pass the perception get to act during the surprise round. Those who didn't were, well, of course, completely caught surprise.
Of course. Now give me just 1 segundo. Let's see, the lights are good. The lights are good. I'm gonna try and see if I can.
Yeah. Muir did take 3 damage. Just so you know, Gator. From the arrow shot.
Black oil would actually pour out from the wound.
I would think it'd be more along the lines of non-lethal, so you may not necessarily be bleeding. I think it would be more like a blunt attack.
Was it a blunt
like
arrow?
a blunt arrow? Yep, there are blunt arrows.
No, I was asking if it was, or if it was like a regular arrow.
I was thinking regular arrow striking a non-lethal area.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
no,
he would be bleeding out oil then. So that is 3 HP, bringing me down to 22.
All right. Since I'm using Discord on the phone, that'll be fine.
Technically, it wouldn't be 3 damage; it'd be 3 non-lethal, as it would go into non-lethal.
Okay.
Yeah. So the way that non-lethal damage usually works is that you, instead of dealing damage going down, you add it up. so that when you add it all up and your non-lethal damage equals your lethal your normal health damage, you fall unconscious. That's the way it normally goes. So.
Yep.
Just trying to like. Yeah, I think that was part of the inspection here.
Next is Wyatt's turn.
Yeah.
He was the one that passed.
People tomorrow. Okay. Yeah.
Knowing that they're
Did you
only
also,
trying to knock us out at this
send us an
point,
email about the termite
I'm
inspection?
going to go ahead
Do you have a schedule?
and
Do you think you can take care of that one?
try to get this one.
I don't think. Really? Odd. All right. We'll try and forward it to you in a little bit.
By when does that have to be done?
Nothing in particular. Just want us to, ask for it and get it done.
Clearly non-lethal damage. Not that it did any damage.
I think the RNG bot has it out for you, my friend.
I think it may be the same bot that rolled for those lizard folk.
You've seen it with my actual stat rolls.
You do miss it with its attack. With your attack, of course, as it leaves it to the last goblin's turn. As it seems to debate towards the White and Zerod before just aiming an arrow towards Zerod and letting it go. And there you go, Zerod, 23 to hit with 3 non-lethal.
Well, that's gonna hurt. I'm down to 25, I guess.
See, Salena's unconscious. Next goblin, attacking Harkin. Smack with its short sword. 11.
Miss.
As it goes to try and just slap you in the face with its sword, and completely whiffs you, letting out little angry goblin grunts. Does anyone speak goblin?
I forgot to add languages. I'll do that next session. But for now, I don't think I speak that. I think I speak just like common, undercommon, and draconic. Yeah. So I got one more language to get.
I have 4
forgot.
languages.
But
I have
none of
4
them goblin.
languages.
I got common, orc, and giant.
I have common, necril, undercommon, and dwarven. I can speak to the dead.
I have common, orc, dwarven, and abyssal.
So, it's gibberish for everyone, it seems like.
Yep.
So after that goblin gibberish, the one that knocked down Saleena will now turn towards Wyatt and attempt to knock him out. Let's see here. Smack with the sword. 19.
My AC is 19.
Oh, that?
My AC is 19, so.
Alright.
On the dot.
So it shall. As soon as he takes a swing with his sword, it shall just barely miss you as it takes a little trim off of your mustache. Next up shall be Zerod.
Alright, folks. 5-foot step. Gonna hit the next goblin.
Smack it. Oh.
Well, max damage, but pretty poor attack roll. I doubt it hits.
Oh man. Ripperino.
That does indeed miss. As he just manages to do a little step back out of your halberd's way, as it just screams at you in Goblin at what you can only assume to be curse words. Something like something insulting your mother, as far as you can tell.
That was actually gonna be my next line, like without even understanding what he said before he even said anything. He was just gonna scream, "Hey, what did you say about my mother?"
So it definitely applies. As it seems to stop and look confused for a moment, and then say in perfect common, "You speak Goblin?"
No, I do not.
As he now looks even more confused, as it has that whole calculating face meme. Next is Harkin's turn.
All right. I will take the attack of op. Actually, yeah, no, I'll take the attack of op and step 5 feet backwards. Yay, another miss. All right, so I'm going to pull out a card from the Harrow deck. I'm going to invest it in magical energies, and I'm also going to imbue a spell into it. We're not going to go anything crazy here. I'm only going to use a cantrip, considering if I were to use anything greater than that, the goblins might not survive this. So we're going to go with a Ray of Frost cantrip embedded into the card. So what I need to do now is roll the first thing. Oh, wow. Okay. So the 1d9 represents the 9 alignments. And if it rolls on an axis, if it rolls on one of the axes, I get a 19 to 20 crit range. If it rolls on my exact alignment, I get ×3 crit chance with a +4, or crit damage with a +4 to the confirmation roll. And a 2 is neutral good, which is my character's alignment. And that's what it is. Just a straight neutral good. And it was the wisdom card. So, neutral good wisdom card. Now I'm going to do the attack. So, as of right now, the crit range is 19 to 20 with a ×3 crit modifier. Let's see. Here we are. Yep. And I missed. Oh well. Unfortunately, the card goes wide.
As you throw the card out, the goblin just takes a little minor step to the side as it hits the crate behind him, leaving behind, I'm sure, a little frosty essence.
So here's a quick question.
Okay.
Do grapple checks have to be opposed in Pathfinder, or is it basically versus CMD?
It's versus CMD. There's no opposing.
Okay. Darn.
I mean, in 3.5, that would have been absolutely a thing, but not in Pathfinder. They kind of like simplified that one, but that one I can get along with.
It is now Neora's turn, in fact. So do your grappling.
Yes. He's going to move over to this one. And then it's grappling time. 26.
You successfully grab him.
All right. And grapple is a full action, correct?
No, it's a standard action.
Oh, standard action? Okay.
Yeah.
Which means I can't attack or anything right now.
No, but they are now currently in a grapple, which
Yes.
effectively makes him immobilized.
Okay, and I think that's all I can do on my turn, but I will fluff it as this. You can all see him lifting this poor goblin above his head, one hand on the goblin's head, the other just grasping around the legs. It's
Oh
pretty
no!
obvious what he's about to do to this poor thing.
Oh no! Oh no! 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 No!
And that is the
Well,
end of his turn.
it was nice knowing that goblin.
It is, in fact, that goblin's very turn.
And do they suffer any penalties for being grappled? To attack?
Yeah. So, if they're using a light weapon, they can still attack you.
Okay.
But the penalty comes when they're like, if someone else is there near you
Mhm.
and they're trying to hit the goblin, they will take a -4 penalty to their dexterity, and they're basically considered flat-footed. Don't cry.
Help me!
Help me. The slam's about to be real. Oh my lord.
They said
I
it
await with bated breath with the choke slam.
Oh. Oh, you think it's a choke slam? Oh, that's funny. That's real funny.
Oh.
I would actually love to see Noir pull off a double choke slam one day.
Oh, definitely.
The goblin will attempt to escape.
I
It does not escape.
I don't think it can succeed with that roll at all.
It would have to take an at 20.
Yeah.
It basically just wiggles in your grass, spewing goblin profanities at you, equating with what you can, and you think you understand the word walking trash, or the words walking trash can at some point. As it is now Kesk's turn. Kesh.
I recommend praying to whatever gods you worship.
All right.
Aesop would proceed to sob.
Please don't say you're gonna sob. I would rather you bring Saleena back to life if possible. I would appreciate that. I think we all would.
To be fair, Saleena is just unconscious.
True.
Just bring over a piping hot cup of prune tea. I'm sure she'll be fine.
I sure do love my prune juice.
Oh, I just realized something.
What happened?
Oh, for Wyatt and Zerod, for those that pass their perception, do note that there is an additional goblin that is essentially has been hiding in the back, terrified at watching what's going on.
Oh, I'm sure after Noir's turn, he's gonna be even more terrified.
Oh no.
All I'm gonna say is that what Noir is going to do is called the bridge.
Oh no. Also, by the way, Noir, I think I might have found your Kaniku slam in a feat.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That misses. I'm sorry, Kesh.
Goblins can't run if they can't walk.
Oh.
It's now Wyatt's turn.
He's going to go ahead and use his move action to get the studied combat on this guy. So I just get a +1 on attack and damage.
All right.
As he starts to whack at his tendons, like his Achilles tendons, trying to get him down to the ground.
Oh Lord.
Oh, that is a sweet looking roll.
Can confirm that crit though. Oh my Lord.
As you bring your blade around, just expertly smacking at his Achilles tendon, knocking him to the ground. As he's just struggling to get up, you just bring down the butt end of your rapier down onto its face, completely knocking him out. As he just lays there, drooling, unconscious, with possible brain damage.
He's fine.
Alright, the goblin by Zerad will promptly throw down his bow, drawing his sword and shield and attempt to smack him. Pitifully.
Just a graze right on the shin.
As it is equate to a slap to your leg.
Oh, you've done it now, boy.
Let's see here. That's how. Goblin by Kesh turn. As I will one day learn to say the name. As they will attempt to slap Kesk with their sword. 12.
And they miss. Dook.
While muttering, I'm too old for this shit.
I'm too old for this.
The goblin. Oh, go on.
Just show them pictures of your grandkids. It'll be fine.
As the
How to
goblins
defeat bad guys.
the goblins are getting to be a bit more desperate. Looking to be getting a bit more desperate now against the party. As it is Zerad's turn.
Oh,
So Rod is just gonna grin at the goblin before him. Yes, he's gonna aim for the head with the pommel of his halberd.
cool. Oh, nice.
That definitely hits. As he looks to be good, just going in for another strike. You just easily smack him back on the head as he just stumbles back before falling onto his back unconscious.
Ah,
Leaving it to Harkin's turn now.
All right. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna attempt to attack with a card. 1d6. That's a 1, so that's strength, and then I roll 1d9. That's a 5, so it is neutral evil, which is in one of the axes. So I get a crit range of 19 to 20, but I do get a -4 penalty to attack in combat or throw melee in combat, since I do not have precise shot just yet. But I'll give it a shot. I'm also going to cast again another Ray of Frost into the card. Does a 17 hit?
Yes.
All right. So the way I'm going to flavor this is I grab the card and I predict that I hit him with the card, and then the moment it connects to him, I say to the goblin very calmly, "You feel that cold? Good." And the ray of frost procs immediately upon contact with him. Of course, all non-lethal. All non-lethal. I'm just gonna throw that out the gate right now.
As you see, the goblin intends to block the card with his shield. Just moving his shield just a bit too early, causing the card to fly and hit him right in the chest. He's now just frozen there, encased in ice, just mid goblin screech as his eyes just blinks and looks around.
All right. Goblin frozen.
There's
Oh.
just one left. Noir, will you do
Yep.
the honors?
Ba, 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 ba. Oh, yes. Oh, boy.
Oh no, God.
And what I'm going to say is Noir doesn't seem to... He presses the goblin's body against his shoulders, and this is non-lethal damage, as he just keeps pressing down and down and down until there's a snapping sound from the back as he just throws it onto the ground.
Oh God.
The goblin can't get away if it can't use its legs anymore.
Oh no. That might be considered excessive force.
You just hear the goblin screeching, crying out in pain, begging in common, please, no, stop this maniac. Before with a crack, he is now on the ground, his legs now unable to move as he's just struggling to crawl away.
Oh no. It's prone
People are
too.
passing out from
Is it still non-lethal?
Oh no.
I
Oh
was told
no.
not to kill, and I did just that.
We might have to get you caught up on what is or what is not excessive force, bud.
This poor goblin. I feel so bad.
Oh God.
Wyatt. You are one of the two people that notice there is still one goblin left hiding there.
He's
What will
probably
you do?
terrified.
I'm gonna go ahead and pull my manacles out of my bag and toss it to his feet and use a diplomacy check. You have one chance to put these on and come with us.
Before we
I
get
can
the
promise my friends won't hurt you.
As now, once he points the goblet out, can I go over and just stare?
I will say no. They're still
Oh,
middle of
darn.
combat.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
However, I will let your roll an intimidation check. See
Okay.
how much he scared that goblin from his recent maneuver.
Oh my god!
Oh God. Oh damn.
Pretty damn much, I guess.
Oh, those jimmies are rustled.
The goblin will promptly move down, pick up the monocles, and cuff himself
Oh God.
as he just fucks his way over to Wyatt. As with that, you also see Saleena pick herself up and kind of just crack her neck and says, "Ah, that was a nice nap. What did I miss?" Before looking around and being, "Oh, a lot apparently."
Yep.
Well, I guess I don't need to wake her up anymore. Time to tie up these goblins.
I'm afraid for the one that I fought because he's probably gonna wake up screaming, "I can't use my legs."
I can't use my legs. Ooh.
So, DM, is there a check that I need to roll when I tie a rope on someone?
I think they did away with that in Pathfinder.
Okay, so I'm
Yeah,
just gonna tie one of them with my silk rope, and the other one I'm gonna put my manacles on them. Masterwork manacles on them.
Ooh, getting fancy here, huh?
So that's two that won't be escaping anytime soon, hopefully.
Fun fact: the bridge is an illegal move. You cannot use this in actual wrestling.
Oh god.
In fact, I'm pretty sure it's from Kaniku Man as well.
Oh good lord.
Oh yeah, the bridge is scary. It is a very scary move,
God.
and I think you all know why it's called the bridge now.
Yeah. Yeah.
As our fine audience got to witness,
Eh,
Good lord.
unfortunately.
the fine audience, I shall explain. Kess will find that the goblin is unconscious and most likely unable to ever walk again, and that someone pays a fortune to use magic to restore the use of his leg.
Oh man. I don't think he'll ever get that kind of money.
Oh god.
By the way, upon each of the goblins, for those that are looking, they seem to be wearing leather armor, a light wooden shield, a short sword, and a short bow with a couple arrows, all of which are basically ratted and on the verge of being broken apart themselves. Wyatt will know that the standard procedure is, of course, to turn all this equipment found upon criminals to the guard, and the ones who turn them in will be promptly rewarded.
Hmm.
And probably the first
Time he's ever. One moment.
time he's shown emotion today, as he says in a very confused tone of voice.
How was that not? How was that lethal force? They're still alive.
Well, you see, it's not.
All right, let's give a pause to let that happen.